I think I look a bit lopsided in this video right now. Comment below if my shoulder looks like it's just like drooping a bit. I promise I don't have rotator cuff injury, or I didn't go too heavy this morning. I think this house is crooked as hell, or this camera's crooked, I don't know. On to the topic of the video that might get me demonetized. What am I kidding? I'm not monetized anyway. I can go all out. Alright, yep, you read the title. By the way, I chose to title this Furries Vs Otakus instead of Furries vs Weebs because the term weeb is a bit of a meme reference to someone who's obsessed with Japanese culture to the point where they want to be Japanese almost, if that makes any sense. Not like assimilating to Japan, but kind of, they're so obsessed with it that they have this sort of vibe where, you know, everything must be Japanese, you know, they're Japanese is Japanese that way, Japanese this, without ever actually going to Japan or ever actually assimilating to Japan. You know, they're just a fucking weeb. So yeah, it's just a weeb is kind of a meme. So I chose to title this Furries vs Otakus. Even though personally myself, I call myself a weeb ironically because I'm not offended by it anymore. But well, I really never was. But back to the title. Yeah, the term otaku, it's more fitting for someone who is a massive fan of anime and manga. Alright? This is the part where we define our term. So, what the hell is a furry? Right? According to the Google, by definition, a furry is someone who's an enthusiast for animal characters with human characteristics. In particular, a person who dresses, you know, like they probably dress in a costume. They have their persona. So as a persona, in which they perceive themselves as some sort of anthropomorphic creature. I can't even speak English anymore. Anthropomorphic creature, basically an animal with human-like characteristics. So think of Shadow the Hedgehog, or Simba from the Lion King, or even probably Stitch from Lilo and Stitch. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, but yeah. Think of that. Now, what is an otaku? An otaku is it's a person who has an intense or obsessive interest, especially in the fields of anime and manga. Yeah, so basically it's someone who's just really, they're a diehard anime and manga fan. You know, like, if there's that recent Demon Slayer episode they saw, they're all caught up on Attack on Titan. They're waiting with bated breath for Stone Ocean to be released, part 2, Netflix. Where is that? I'm getting pissed the hell off. Yeah, see that? I'm definitely an otaku. I'm a freaking weeb, right? I want Third Ocean to be released already, right? Yeah. Now, what's hilarious about the first half of the furry definition is the fact that several people, even myself, like if I want to be ironic about it, right? Several people, even myself, would be classified as a furry because we have an interest in anthropomorphic animals. Yeah, I do. I do have an interest in drawing anthropomorphic characters. As you can see, yeah, I'm drawing my ironic persona right now. I'll get to the reason why that is, by the way. Right? Don't go calling me a furry, okay? I'm not a goddamn furry, even though I have no offense towards furries, right? Don't refer to me as a furry, damn it. Yeah. Because, yeah, we have an interest in anthropomorphic animals. However, the classification of furries transcends beyond definitions. Yeah. It transcends your basic definitions of, yeah, like what ultimately is a furry. It's not ultimately defined, like it's not set in stone by definition, by Google definition. It goes way beyond that. Now, the favorite mediums of Western fiction may consist of various anthropomorphic animals, such as the ones featured in, as I said previously, you know, Lion King, Zootopia, everyone's favorite furry star or whatever, right? They think if you love Zootopia, you must be a furry. I do like Zootopia, the movie. I love the concept of it. I love the allegorical messages that can be drawn from the overall movie. I love the overall message that it entails. However, I won't call it my favorite, my top 5 Disney movies, or whatever. Like, I prefer Hercules, if I'm being honest, right? Yeah, so Space Jam even, right? Like, I do like Space Jam. Even though the acting, if you look back at the acting, it wasn't the greatest. Like, Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley, and all the other NBA stars, they didn't have the best acting ever. MJ had the better acting, if I had to rate it on a scale, whatever, right? With Charles Barkley being way at the bottom. Holy hell. Did you look at this guy? His acting wasn't that great, right? But yeah, you may not consider yourself a furry if you love these titles that I described. Yeah, you don't have an interest in dressing up in a fursuit. You don't have an interest in creating a persona. You don't have an interest in perceiving yourself as a person who's a diehard furry in that sense. You don't want to attend. You don't necessarily want to attend these events. You don't see yourself as most comfortable in a persona. That's not how you perceive yourself. It's not how you envision your shtick, right? Hell, I personally don't consider myself a furry, even though I'm drawing myself, right? Now, this is the part where I explain why I'm drawing myself, like why I created a persona. Now, alright. Okay, I did this because friends of mine who are furries, I have friends who are furries, and I joined a furry Discord group, and I'm sitting here trying to defend why I'm not a furry, but I swear to God I'm not, okay? Alright, so they kept egging me on, they kept, kind of ironically joking, saying that, yo, Professor Art, like, you make a great Rottweiler, you make an awesome Rottweiler, and I'm just like, okay, awesome. They're like, yeah, you're not skinny enough to be a Doberman, but you're not, like, you're kind of buff, and yes, I kind of am, so they said, yeah, you make a perfect Rottweiler, yeah, like, you're a Roddy Hottie. That shit is so fucking cringe. I can't believe I said that shit. But, yeah, I decided to, so I thought, man, why not create myself, why not draw an ironic persona of myself, whatever, when I have the sickest pump at the gym, my triceps are all flaring out. You see a picture in the thumbnail. My triceps are all flaring out, whatever, and I'm just like, I'm peaked sauce. When I actually sauce, I'm natural, but I'm just like, I'm at the sickest pump ever. It's disgusting, right? And yeah, so I decided, it's decent art, right? But however, if you look closely at the overall eyes of the art, right? If you look closely at it, right, the style that I chose, it looks like anime. Like the overall eyes that is decided. If you look at most persona artwork, they don't have eyes that are inspired from Western comics or Western manga or Western media. They have eyes that look more like Disney. Like, yes, like they're large and broad, however they have a certain curvature too. They're concave in a manner that is reminiscent of Japanese art. And that's the style I was going for in this whole ironic persona of mine, right? Now, as far as otakus are concerned, I'll consider myself a die-hard otaku. Yeah, like, hell, even a die-hard weeb, I don't think the term weeb offensive, right? Yeah, and ironically, as I've written in my notes over here, because I can't conceptualize my thoughts accurately, because I made a mistake of going through an 8-hour shift and making a video right after. Which, yeah, my mind is kind of being senseless throughout the day because I had to do all this crap, but that's not the point. Let's go back to this whatever. Yeah, I take no offense to the definition of, or mean or the jargon of most normies. Like I don't care if a normie called me a weeb. It's like, you're a normie. Your opinion is beneath that of a chicken. So you don't. yeah. Most normies are NPCs anyway. They don't even have original thoughts to their, that coconut they have in their mind. They don't have original thoughts, so I don't care about their opinion. Additionally, I resonate greatly with the stories that are, I resonate greatly with the stories to the point where my favorite anime of all time, Dragon Ball Z, right? Yeah, it served as a catalyst for my love of bodybuilding and art. There's also several allegorical references that can be interpreted from the anime if you look closely beyond it simply being an anime about fighting. Yeah, like Dragon Ball, people they often say that it's not that deep, or really isn't that deep, but if it's just a motherfucker falls from the sky and, Goku and Vegeta have to fight this guy. Like, no, but it goes beyond that. For instance, if you observe Goku's fight with Frieza, Frieza's basically Space Hitler, who perceives any being to be lesser than him. And you have Goku coming out of nowhere, whatever, proving that this being you perceive to be lower level has ascended past you, through hard work and sheer determination. Now, Frieza, as it was revealed in the battle of, Resurrection F, right? This guy never trained. He never trained a day in his life and he's that strong. Like, he took his... Although I feel as if the retconning was a bit bullshit, I don't really take too kindly of the retconning, it serves as a message that someone who is you perceive as lesser than you can surpass you. Hell, we all know that guy in the gym who pretty much just lifts a dumbbell and he grows, right? However, you can be that guy who trains next to him and you will grow. Your starting point might not be where his is at. However, you slowly make incremental adaptations in your training. You slowly make incremental adaptations in your diet. You slowly make incremental adaptations in your performance, right? And you eventually ascend past it because he got far too comfortable. He was so gifted, he took his gift for granted, he took his starting point for granted that he didn't climb that ladder. He didn't work hard to see his full potentiality be pretty much visualized. He didn't manifest his full potentiality. He didn't take full potential, like he didn't take advantage of his God-given potential, essentially. But however, you, despite your own predispositions, despite your own hindrance, despite your own genetic composition, like you decided to, in spite of where you were previously, you decided to climb that ladder and ascend past that. And that's what Dragon Ball taught me. Now, as an artist, I really love the way the art looks. Particularly the Buu Saga has to be my favorite way the anime actually looks, because man, like the way Goku looks, whatever, the way Vegeta looks, whatever, like if they had massive shoulders, like they had massive triceps, and whenever they flexed, they had veins going all across their body, and yeah, that's how a fucking man should look. Holy hell, they look incredible. Now, like everyone knows how those models changed. I'm not a big fan of the current models. Not the current models, whatever. The models for the Super manga, Super anime. However, Dragon Ball Broly, whatever, like the Broly movie, I love what they did with that movie, man. Like, those are probably the best the characters looked in years. The Z Fighters look absolutely incredible. Shintani killed those designs, by the way. The same for Yu Takahashi, whatever. They absolutely murdered that movie. It looked incredible. Yeah, so that's how I relate to the overall aesthetic of the overall anime. Like, I love the way it looks. Now there's there's a bunch of misconceptions surrounding furries. Right now, I initially had a misconception that furries were kind of I assume they all had their own suit. I assume that every furry you meet has their suit. However, as I learned from my friend, it's very expensive to make a furry suit. It's super expensive. It's like a lot of money, and only a certain percentage of furries have a suit. It's not that high because it's very expensive to make a suit. And there's also misconceptions about anime where let's see, what misconceptions could I actually think? Whatever. Oh, that it's a kid show. It's all kid stuff. Whatever. Right? It's just grown men professionally living as children. Now that's complete bullshit. Because if you look at anime, it's just Berserk. Berserk is much more gritty and much more rugged than Rambo First Blood. Like, it makes Rambo First Blood look like Kitty Toons, like live action Kitty Toon BS, whatever that you watch on Nickelodeon or Disney or whatever. No disrespect to Nickelodeon, but yeah, it looks just like that. Like in comparison to Berserk, Berserk was just so rugged. You see guts going through his struggles. So yeah, that's a misconception about anime or whatever. What misconception could I think of? Because it's off the cuff now. I ran out of script. Now my mind is kind of like burning out. I have to really think, and it's getting hard thinking. Yeah, I'm not that smart of a nugget. I'm retarded. Huh. But yeah, it's pretty much. I don't think I have much else to say. Yeah, this video is long enough. 14 minutes. I think I did a relatively good job. Overall, I resonate more so with the anime community, more so than the furry community. Now, furries are cool people. They're not. Yes, they can be a bit kind of cringe. However, anime fans, we can be sort of cringe too. However, I feel the society shuns furries even more because they're kind of. It's not accepted as anime is, like everyone and their mother knows that Dragon Ball Z is hell. Everyone who grew up in the hood knows who Goku is. Like if I show a picture of Goku with them, they're like, oh my nigga, Super Saiyan Goku, oh my god. If I show them like a furry, right, they'll be like, nah, I can't walk with that. That guy's weird. Because yeah, like you're in the full fursuit, whatever. Yeah, now yeah, like I personally feel more alive when I'm cosplaying as an anime character, and I have no desire to wear like a full sweaty hot fursuit. Kind of like I'm sweating right now. This room's 8 degrees right now, and the humidity's like through the ceiling because we're supposed to have a thunderstorm that's not happening because I don't know, the rain got cockshot or something. It's not like squirting anything out or some shit like that. But yeah, and I'm cursing massively right now. So yeah, but that's pretty much it. Yeah, like yeah. Furries versus Otakus. Ta-da! This is really boring. Alright guys, peace.